Hello, I'm Remy and nice to meet you. Can you introduce yourself and your company?
Hi, Remy. I'm Oli with SUSE, and I run product management for our cloud native portfolio here.
And in 30 seconds, can you tell me how the Rancher can help organization to deploy and diversify in multi-cloud environment and multi-cluster platforms?
So with Rancher, you get like 5 key values as a customer. One is a unified platform to operate your Kubernetes infrastructure. We'll provide you a platform to modernize, like moving from VM world into cloud native. Observability is a key tenet of what we do. Security is the other one. And so those are, the 5 big points, pillars that Rancher is building on and providing value to customers.
And speaking about key feature or important parts of what you deliver, how does it help the customers to deploy their infrastructures, and what kind of pain point does it solve or relieves?
Customers, the footprint that we see, right, is multi-cloud and multi-cluster and deployments on-prem and in the cloud, right? And so this is one of Rancher's unique strengths out in the market,
Yes.
where we uniquely cover those use cases. Nobody else can really do that quite as well as Rancher does. And that helps customers diversify their deployments, where we can meet the customer where they are, independent of, whether it's on-prem or in the cloud.
With all this and multi-cluster, multi-cloud environment, how do you work with different cloud providers and, for example, OVHcloud?
So we embrace, all the providers that are out there. I think what OVH did recently, is a very unique offering, right? Like taking the goodness that is Rancher and like making it available to your customers. You being almost a CSP yourself, right? Leveraging Rancher, right?
Yes.
Which I think is a testament to the strength of the multi-cloud management capabilities that Rancher provides. I'm curious to hear from you, like how your customers feel about that.
They feel pretty good about that, and it really helps us and them, most of it, to have a better view of what's going on. They really like the observability part, for example, because they were kind of blind before, and it really helps them to know what's going on and where, and to deploy new stuff depending on what's going on.
Cool.
Speaking about what's going on right now, what do you foresee for the future? We're in 2025. What's trendy, or what kind of technology do you think that is going to be mature enough for multi-cluster deployments in cloud-native environment?
You asked me to make a bet on thousands of CNCF projects that are out there. I'm not so sure I'm the most qualified person there. What we're observing and what we believe in is like that customers really look at enterprise-grade quality for running their workloads on, across the different footprints. AI obviously is still a big hype, as we see here also, right, with announcements at KubeCon. And so I think this caters well into Rancher's strengths, because we, with our own distributions, K3S, RKE2, right, there's stability in the stack, in the deployments that we provide, managed well, observed well by Rancher. And then I think going forward, not necessarily from a technology perspective, but I think also what you have proven is like there's a need for independence, sovereignty, right? Like going
Definitely.
forward. And so I think that's a big trend that resonates quite well in this show here too. Like we hear a lot about that, a lot of inquiries, like what has OVH done with Rancher? And so this is, I think, what will be a big trend in 2025.
Thank you for this insight. And do you think there are misconceptions that Rancher helped to debunk, like to enlighten on some topics?
Yes. You don't have to be a Kubernetes pro and have to have 15 years of Kubernetes experience in order to manage clusters as an IT person, for example, right? So Rancher helps lower the barrier to entry for IT teams, for example. And then I think by Rancher being a composable cloud-native platform, right? Like your total cost of ownership goes down, right? You don't have to have a dedicated contract and relationship with this observability provider and pay big dollars to them and another security provider. And I'm not pointing at the VIS guys over there, right? And pay big dollars to them, right? You get it all from Rancher out of one hand on one paper. And I think that helps. So TCO as well as barrier to entry to manage your IT infrastructure.
So in one word, you made it easy.
We made it easy. Good catch.
Thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure.
Rami, thank you. Appreciate it.